So yesterday when I was shooting pickup shots for the Daniel story, because it was too long, I was adding pickups for the beginnings and the entrances and the exits from the storyline. I came across this place, and actually, truth be told, I was directed to this place, so I just want to show it to you. So for a while now, I've had this idea, and it's sort of where Miles' stories are going, but I've had this idea in the back of my head that there's this YouTube channel called Foresty Forest. He basically takes you up the side of a mountain, then cooks you dinner or cooks a meal, and then closes the episode. It's the coolest thing since sliced bread. And I thought of something. I'm not going to go climb mountains. That's just crazy. But I have been thinking, oh, wow, there's a turtle right there. Right there. Turtle. Hold on. He's still there. So I've been having this thought that, you know, I do something very similar to Foresty Forest. Only in this case, just go for a walk in the woods. And there's plenty of woods, you know? Or just go on a hike and take you folks along for the hike. That's it. I'm not a mountain climber, but I am. Once upon a time, I was a hiker, although my knee is like not a happy camper right now. I think it's a great idea, actually. Just take you on a morning hike. No talking, just hike. And then dinner. Or a meal, and then close out the episode. I think it's really cool. I like the idea of this. Anyways, that is the plan. That's the idea I have in the back of my head. I think it's got legs, as it were. It's got pleasantness to it. People in cities, they don't get out to nature all that often, so this is an opportunity for them to get out of the house without actually getting out of the house. I get out of the house for them. Anyways, that's just an idea I've been toying around with. So on today's agenda is, I was just doing those pickup shots just like I was showing you. And it's mapping out I'm still mapping out a location for Bob's stories. You're gonna like those. There are at least 4 or 5 of them. And I will break those up into smaller pieces, because even though it deserves a longer piece, you're gonna like them. So I'm still looking for a spot for Bob's stories. I just came across this botanical garden around the corner. Oh wow, it's so cool. It's so pretty. Oops, something up there. So back to my friend Rachel's place. Say hello to her, and then go scouting for a Bob story location. Another one. The stadium may or may not work. At least I hope it's the one that John directed me to. Found 2 yesterday. So we'll see what happens.
Tell me how
Gimghoul Castle. Gim, Gimghoul, Gimghoul Castle. This is sort of an interesting story, so I discovered with this thing. There's actually 3 stories about it, but the castle was originally built in 1921 out of 1,300 pounds of cut stone. One legend has it that the body of an 18-year-old man named Peter Gimghoul was buried in a shallow grave in 1833. Peter was madly in love with a young lady from Chapel Hill, known simply as Miss Fanny, but he was not the only one that were enticed by her charms. She had caught the eye of another. It is said that the 2 suitors decided to settle the matter with a pistol duel, and as the story goes, the duel did not go well for young Peter. He was killed upon the very rock that today is allegedly still stained with his blood, and it is said that his companions left him here, dragging the rock on top of him in an attempt to cover up the occurrence. According to a different tale, Fanny was the object of Peter's affections and was said to have returned to the castle daily following his disappearance, not knowing that her love had been murdered here, and prayed for his return until she ultimately passed away from sorrow and loneliness. In a third account of the story, it's told that Fanny heard of the fight as it was happening and arrived in her night clothes just as Peter was falling to the ground, and he quite literally died in her arms. She would return to the spot for the rest of her life to mourn his loss, and the castle is built on that spot. So there you go. That's the story of Gimghoul Castle. Whew. I like this. I like stories like this, little tiny bits and pieces. It's a beautiful spot. So if you're ever in the neighborhood, do stop on by. Thanks a bunch for watching. If you like this stuff, remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notifications bell to be notified every single time I upload new content. And remember that this is user-supported content, which means Mr. Miles is flat broke po and needs some help, i.e. $3, $5, $7. Hit the subscribe link for Patreon. Trust me, it'll help me out with putting gas in the tank for the vehicle and food in the stomach so that I can continue to travel around telling stories like this guy right here, Gimghoul Castle. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I look forward to seeing you somewhere on the road. Bye!